Hi everyone, I'm Josh Toso. I'm here at Chicago Yacht Club with the U.S. Match Racing Championships for the Prince of Wales Bowl, as you can see in front of us right here. I'm joined today by 3 of the 6 children of the second ever winner, Tom Walker, of the Prince of Wales Bowl, and I'm really glad to have them here and allow them to introduce yourselves a little bit.
Sarah Peterson from Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Bill Walker from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
And Margaret Brighton from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Now, Sarah, you told us a little story earlier today about your father winning this trophy. Give us a little history about when he won it in 1932 and what it was all about back then.
What we found out was through a letter that my mom received in 1997 that the other crew member with my dad sailed the 1932 Prince of Wales Junior International Series is what it was called back then. So they traveled to Nova Scotia, and it was a match race at that point as well. And then they went through with 10 other crew members, at 10 other competitors, and then they managed to be the winners of that. So that was pretty cool.
That is very, very cool. And you were telling me a story earlier as well about your father ended up moving from Beverly Yacht Club in Marion out to Kenosha,
Chicago,
up here.
and then to Kenosha.
And you learned to sail out here in Chicago, just out from Chicago Yacht Club.
Correct. The first boat, and I was the oldest of the 6 kids, we picked up here right outside Monroe Harbor here. And was tied to a buoy, and it was a 27-foot stout fellow. I'm the first of his crew. The kids used to like to tease that Daddy didn't have children. He had crew. So I was number 1. We picked it up here, and the rest is history.
And give us a little insight. This trophy here is one of the most storied trophies that we have at U.S. Sailing. What does it mean to your family?
Besides being beautiful, it's a story of history that we've kind of lost. My father never really talked about it during the growing up, and we learned it suddenly from a letter from one of Dad's old friends. Dad had a very strong sailing history in Marion, Massachusetts, Beverly Yacht Club, and from that he became a very accomplished sailor and also an accomplished teacher because he has so many good sailors as his kids.
It's very, very cool. And Sarah, you were telling me earlier and showing me that you have a lot of history, articles from New York Times and whatnot that you found about this trophy.
When we started researching this project, my brother Bill and I started collaborating through that, and one of the things that we found articles from New York Times, the Boston Globe, Yachting Magazine is actually where we started all of this research, and so it was really exciting to find out. And one of the things that was really exciting about reading these articles to us was that we didn't have ESPN, they didn't have ESPN, or they didn't have, sports news or anything like that. And so what happened is the play-by-play is done in Word. And so it talks about the rain, and so it's pretty cool how exciting the race was, and you learn how exciting the race was from that.
It was very cool, and we talked to you earlier about able to get a lot of that research. We're going to digitize it and put it up on the website so you all can read it. But I'd like to thank the 3 of you for coming down. It's really cool and fortunate for us to be able to have this championship here this year and have you join us. So thank you very much on behalf of U.S. Sailing and everyone here at Chicago Yacht Club.
I'd like to personally thank U.S. Sailing. I know that I've talked to Nancy in the championship office, and she's been very accommodating and helping us go through this process in order to see the trophy for ourselves, and thanks to U.S. Sailing.
Oh, very, very cool, and thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you back out in the water sometime soon.
Hopefully.
Thank you.
Thank you.